So like any other video game out there, Kingdom Hearts has had a share of many games in the various games that have come out ever since the first game in 2002. And I have a lot of fun with a lot of these mini games, a lot of them, and there's a huge variety of different ones. I will explain those different kind of ones when we get to the list itself, but in terms of like the mediums themselves, sometimes kind of they'll be similar, but also kind of different in a way. Like they'll be in the same, I guess maybe the same category. Maybe that's not exactly the right word, but maybe just in the same place, but they'll just have different versions or just different orders of what you have to do. And I really like a lot, like I just said, I really like a lot of them, and I have a lot of fun with them, and I really like how there's a large majority, a lot of them, and just a different bunch of them, and just a huge variety of them, and I talked to a lot of people, or I've even just seen other people on YouTube who say the same thing, who always have a lot of fun with them. And so I decided to count down my top 10 favorite mini games in the entire Kingdom Hearts franchise. And so without further ado, let's get started. I hope you all like this. Number 10, Ice Cream Beat. Starting off at number 10 is one of the three Disney Town mini games from Birth by Sleep, which is, while the other two are good too, like the whole fruit bowl thing and the goat heart thing. My favorite out of all of them is the Ice Cream Beat game when you're playing as Zen, where you sit on the ice cream making machine and you have to hit the right button at the right time to shoot ice cream on Shooby Dooby and Ruby ice cream cones. And to go along with some actual existing themes or songs like It's a Small World, and it's a lot of fun to do that. Especially like if like the first time you're doing it, or even more times you're doing it, and you're just trying to like beat your record every time. And it's a lot of fun to see the three of them actually kind of dancing around and just seeing them dancing around and just clapping and you just trying to shoot ice cream onto their hose, and that's a lot of fun to do as well, especially like towards the end or even towards the middle when you're like pressing the same button really fast to shoot the ice cream really, really fast. Number 9, Poster Duty. Another one from a list of one just like this one. This is a job that you can do in Twilight Town and Kingdom Hearts 2. When in Twilight Town and Kingdom Hearts 2, you see these posters on these huge banners that say that you can do a job to earn money, or money as it's pronounced or spelled in Kingdom Hearts. And the first time you can do these as rocks as you're gathering, trying to get enough money to get on the train. And then afterwards you can do as many as you want or as many times as you want. But you can also do it as Sora. And my favorite job out of all of them is Poster Duty, where you have to run around the main town and slap posters of the logo on walls that have it floating layer banner around it. And that's a lot of fun to do, just as I was saying, just when you're jumping around, slapping posters on the walls and just trying to beat the rest. Especially like if you see like three of them next to each other, and Sora does it kind of routine really fast where it kind of flips around in the air and he just slaps the three of them onto them like some kind of rhythm. Number 8, a blustery rescue. Every time you've gone to the 100 Acre Wood and every single in every single game you've gone there, you've always ever only done like different mini games, and so in every single location you've gone to whenever you've gone there in every single game. And some have been really fun to do, and my favorite out of all of them is a blustery rescue from Kingdom Hearts 2. After Piglet is sort of carried away by the wind, Sora and Pooh have to grab onto a balloon and float around to save them. All the while a ton of objects are going around trying to hit you and hit you or just go around and try to hit you around you, and like trees, rocks, and honey pot, and you can like around them because Sora is able to use the Keyblade, and you're able to smack them around whenever you see them, and you collect more points. But you can also use like the wind to sort of blast them all away, which is really fun to do. I'm not really sure what other people think of the mini game from the 100 Year Boy, but I find the majority of them to be really fun. Number 7, Low Step Beat Rope. Kingdom Hearts 3 was especially full of different mini games in this world, and the first one on here is Low Step Beat Rope. This was in Twilight Town when you go to Uncharted Beat Road where Remy sort of controls Sora, and you're able to select the different courses or food that you want to make from the menu, and then you do different routines to prepare the food. And that's a lot of, and some of them are kind of fun. Okay, for some that aren't necessarily as fun. Let's just say I've seen people's videos online feeling frustrated because of the edge one, which that is kind of frustrating as you're doing it. But in terms of the videos I've seen, they're actually kind of funny to look. Yeah, but I really like a lot of the actual ones to do. Plus, it's actually kind of cool to actually see Sora actually making food instead of avoiding eating food, if you know what I'm talking about. And yeah, and I like how the more progress you do, the more stars you're able to get from the B row. And if you get all the ones at the end, you get a new Keyblade, and you even like get a new cutscene at the end of it. Number 6, Vertebrate. This was something that was in an ad at the very first cutscene of the toy box when you went there in Kingdom Hearts 3. You actually get to see Rex and Ham watching it on TV, and I'm kind of curious to know what that was all about when you first clicked in to it, because you never saw any indication of it being something that they were watching. It was just the ad you were seeing, and I was kind of confused by it. But then later on in the world, young Xehanort actually blast Sora into another TV at Galaxy Toys, and you have to play along with it in order to get Sora out of it. And you get these huge mechas out there, and all that was really fun to do, especially when you destroy the generators and destroy a whole bunch of different gadgets around you. And it's made all the more challenging when the Prime comes out at the end. And the more you're able to destroy all in a row, the more your chain points add up, and the more points you're able to get. And yeah, like a lot of the other PS4 games, you actually get like a trophy, like if you're able to get a high enough score. And that goes for a lot of the Kingdom Hearts 3 challenges that you're doing. Number 5, Flash Tracer. In San Francisco, you in Kingdom Hearts 3, Zero and Fred actually suggest you in training, and training of some sort where you do the thing called studio and you're training in the horse where you have to run through colored rings and do different moves to go through them, which includes running, jumping, grinding on rails and standing on a huge ball and rolling it through the reef. And I like how Sora does all these different fast moves to go through them, especially like when you're like doing a speed dash through the air or when you're using slow motion to sort of move on some of the lampposts to get through them. And it's really cool the way the members of Big Hero 6 interact with you the first time, especially when Hero is talking to you every time. And you even you would dive in a few instances to go through them where you're like standing on something or some air might boot you upward and you might dive down through the air to go through some more. Number 4, Robbery Fan. For some of the ingredients that you could get in Kingdom Hearts 3, you needed to do minigames with the heartlet of flan, which has some sort of fruit associated with them, and you do these different games and you need to do certain amount of points to win. Like you have to get a certain amount of points to win, like either get the amount of points that you needed or higher. And my personal favorite out of all of them was the Robbery Fan where you were in the toy box and you'd have to go on this top ride and you have to gather a whole bunch of little and big ones the more you went, and you have to get them all on top of you. And that's a lot of fun, especially like when you were going on them and you could just bump onto a bunch of them and you just make them flip into the air and make them land on top of you, and you just have to get more and more the more you win and the more points you get because of it. And it was really cool to do that, especially towards I guess you could say more towards as you kept going as you got more and more as your yacht got bigger and bigger, the more you got. Number 3, Frozen Slider. This is, in my opinion, one of the more frustrating minigames in Kingdom Hearts, but also one of the most fun. When Sora goes and do the arson sliding, falling down a mountain and during an avalanche the first time, they actually use the shield to ride the way down. And then you can just keep going and going down the mountain and you're falling down, and that's really cool to do, but then you can also do it again afterward, like after the story is done in Arendelle, and then you can go through it again and get more, and you can get points, and you can gain treasures, and there lies the fun and the frustration. Some of these treasures are kinda hard to find and obtain, but it's really satisfying when you get them all, and yeah, it's really fun to do that, but even as you're going, the more you get, and once you get them all, you're able to get an ornamental plus out of it, which is really satisfying considering once you're able to get them all, you're able to fuse a whole bunch of items together to get the ultimate weapon. Number 2, Festival Dance. Coming in close to number 1 is a mini game that I feel could have been really weird and really stupid, but you actually could say it is at a few points, but it's still pretty cool. At the Kingdom of Corona in Kingdom Hearts 2, Sora is able to join in on the dance in the kingdom that the kingdom is having with a festival, and you're able to do various moves with people, and there are these circle things around that that you have to do moves on that are depending on what color they are. I guess it could also say it depends on what console you're using, but in terms of like the PlayStation 4, you can see like the colors on the circle are red, blue, and pink, and you press the button that has the same color as it, and it's sort of combination move called the sun wheel, where all the people are in a circle with Sora and the lead, and you're trying to do as many moves as you can, and at the very end, yeah, so there's a high five with Rapunzel, and that's all really fun, and I like seeing people's reactions on YouTube when they actually discover this for the first time. It's really funny, and it's also just a lot of fun to see Sora kind of do an actual dance. Yeah, but I imagine it would have gotten really weird and cringeworthy, like the whole Atlantica thing with the whole singing and dancing there. And yeah, I kind of like that. In fact, the first time I ever played this in Kingdom Hearts 2, I was sort of cringe. I sort of felt it was kind of cringeworthy and really weird, even by Kingdom Hearts standards. But it was still really fun nonetheless. Even if some people say it's kind of stupid, they can't deny that it's still kind of fun. And yeah, I did kind of really to see Sora do this. Number 1, the Underdrome. And finally at number 1 is the tournament-like minigame from Kingdom Hearts 2, the Underdrome. I know something like this was in the first Kingdom Hearts game with the different tournaments and tops in the Coliseum, but I much preferred it in Kingdom Hearts 2. Not only because I thought it was more fun, but I also loved how there was more to it besides fighting enemies, which I know was the main part of it, but there was a bit more to it with how sometimes you had to level up different things up in order to play different parts of it, like in the Paradox version of it when you go to Hades in the underworld. You have to level up your drive forms or your summon to do some of them because they were the ones that you were allowed to use in those tops that you were using. And the more you would tear through more enemies, the more fun it would be, in my opinion. And I like fighting the different bosses that you would encounter at the end of each one as well, mainly the Final Fantasy characters. And with the last one of the Paradox top, like the very, very last top you get in the Paradox the Paradox top, there are actually 50 rounds with it as opposed to it just being the normal 10. It's more fun in my opinion there, and it's a lot more satisfying to go through and win when you actually do. And there's even, like I was just saying with the first Kingdom Hearts game, there was already something like that in the first Kingdom Hearts game with their being tournaments and tops in the Coliseum, but there was also the Mirage Arena in Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep that was a bit similar. But as I just said, I might prefer all of the whole top and tournament things in Kingdom Hearts 2. I just found it to be the most fun there, and it was just really cool to just go through enemies in these rounds, especially, as I just said, especially towards the end as you were just fighting more and more, and the chaos, it was always just kind of building up more and more, and so everyone, back to why the Underdrome from Kingdom Hearts 2 is my favorite mini game in Kingdom Hearts. And so everyone, those are my picks for my top 10 mini games in Kingdom Hearts. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like this video. Please comment down below to tell me what you think. Please subscribe for more content like this coming soon. And I'll see you all next time. Take care.